Bitcoin is going to zero. Game
Let's get it. Well, how's it going, guys? Let me fix the camera because it seems like I need just to. There we go. I was cutting out like from the waist up. How is it going, guys? Welcome. Great to have you around. Yesterday was a fantastic. I ended up asking for a. I don't know. How will you translate it? Fresier? If for sure? For I don't know. Oh, I have no idea. Let me find it here. All right, so I'll show you how that looked like. It's a fabulous cake. I really liked it, and well then it is fantastic right now. Just so you guys know, we ate half yesterday in 1/4 today. We still have something there for you guys, but it was a fantastic cake. I'll show it to you. Nothing like the cheese thing cake or anything weird like that, I promise. But let me get started with you guys because you guys are the most important part of the show, and I'm really here. Let's get it. Alexander G. What's up, Alexander G in the house? Train 2 Gaming Body in the house. How's it going, brother? Welcome, welcome. All set. Gaming Body in the house. What's up, my friend? Welcome. Great to have you. All set. Nice to have you around. Gary, hello. What's up, Gary? Welcome, my friend. Great to have you here. What up? T-Dub. How's it going, T-Dub? Great to have you. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time here with me. All right. Let's go to the charts because we need to start moving some stuff to entry right away, and we need to see what we're going to be doing. By the way, Bitcoin actually played out very, very, very nice. So, hey, KT. All right. First, the gossip. You know me. The gossip. So, what I asked for doesn't exactly look like this, right? But this is the cake that I asked for. Let me see if I can find something like this. In fact, it was a local bakery. And the base, it's made out of like, I don't know, like I don't know. Look for it. It's fabulous. Let me see if I can. There it is. This is the exact one. Look at this cookie crumbles like, I mean, like it was made out of sugar. Dude, it is a fabulous cake. Oh my god, it is fantastic. So if you haven't tried it out, no funny stuff, nothing like you know, the weird things that I like, but this thing is a very nice one. OC approved this. All right, so let's get started now with a really good start. And hey, Jesse, how is it going, brother? Welcome. Great to have you. All right, so let's get started with where we came from. Or what we came for. All right, so Bitcoin. Look at that. Still playing this out. Remember, at this point, we should be almost 75% out and 25% in still. So we're going to be prolonging our next target to, as we were expecting, somewhere around the 103. Hey, look at that. 103 now in the map. Once again, Kelly in the house. What's up? Let's get it. All right. Very quickly, let's go to the next one. And for that, let me go over to Crypto Bubbles. All right. And COAI. What the F with this thing? One stopped out, one gain right now. All right, so this was it. So let's go check out how that played out. We're gonna be moving some things to enter, some stuff to enter, right? So come on, I got it right here. Here it is. All right. So it's right here. Remember, we had a long. We still have this long 25% out of the original trade. So we're still making profits out of this long, all right? And then we were looking for the short. Remember, our first area of resistance where we have not only predictive range, we also used to have an order blocking here. fact, we still have an order block, but it's a new order block. So what happened here, we went up, we start rejecting one or two candles, and then burst straight with strength. The same thing that we thought it could have happened in this area, just like it happening here, right? So remember, that's why we went for 1/4 of an entry, right? So if you had a $1,000 account, one entry equals 3, they equal 3%, which is $30. Divide that $30 in 4, and that's the size of your entry here. If you had a $1,000 account, if you have more, you need to do the little math in here, or just do the little slider right there. Do dude, 0 point. Wait, things are just ringing here. 1 second. So you just do 0.075%, right? So 0.75% out of your wallet for this entry right here. So we got stopped out, and then we aim for the next one. Perfect. We hit it. We enter, and right now we are on profit, right? We already have our first body and candle in green. So let's go ahead and move our stop to entry, all right? Important here, I'm not gonna be taking the rest of my profits until I create my lower low. So far, high, lower low, technical lower low, technical lower high. But I mean, if we close this candle higher and maybe the next one higher, this would be just a little retracement, right? So as you can see, we're still on the limbo here. I still need to wait for that lower low to actually play it out. What part am I looking for that lower low? There it is. We have our predictive ranges coming at 11.7, or even our soft order block, but highly bullish, coming again at the same area at 12.02, right? So that's what I'm looking for at that moment. I'm gonna be taking, first of all, profits on my long, all right? So closing that long, and then second of all, I'm gonna be taking just half of my trade on this short, right? So remember, let me just move this out of the way so we keep a track. Oh, and I moved this. There it is. All right, much better. I need to lock this so it doesn't move out of the way. There it is. Now remember, this one was stopped out. That's fine. We knew that that could happen. That's why we were just a quarter of our position. And right now we're aiming for this next take profit. So let's get it. Boom shakalaka. Yeah, one stopped out, two still on the gain, and the long still pushing profit. So guys, look at how beneficial, if you do know what you're doing, could be hedging the market, having both a long and a short open, and of course knowing when to take one out, right? So as you can see, we kept 25% in here, and if we are wrong, well, we're still making money, even looking for that retreat. So that's, I think, Infinite Team TA. Let's get it. All right, Infinite Team, how's it going? Welcome. Great to have you around, my friend. Let's get it. All right, so thank you for that, Jesse. Really appreciate it. Oh yeah, I don't know why it thinks so, but yeah. So let's get it, guys, and let's take a look at a couple of other stuff, right? So we were talking about Solana. Remember that we set an entry in here, all right? So we were looking, and this was the original drawing. This one in here, let me just control it. Perfect. Our first entry was looking for the flip of the ribbon right here, somewhere around right here, as you can see, all right? But that's why I have a duplicated account. So basically, if you enter here, perfect, you did it right, all right? But remember, we were looking for that flip of the ribbon. That flip of the ribbon started happening a little bit earlier, right at this area. So that's exactly where I find an entry here, all right? Another one, remember, it was a quarter plus a quarter. So again, if you did it, you should be even, in fact, in the same exact zone. So you are either at 179 or you are at 178. So it's just $1 out of difference, regardless what process you follow. All right. So that is a fantastic, phenomenal trade. So guys, let me just get rid of this. Perfect. Let's run with this one. Of course, let's get these numbers out of the way so it doesn't bother. All right, give me 1 second just so I can clean this up. There we go. Uh, Here it is. All right, much better. So what now? I mean, right now we're already in profits. We're looking. I mean, we already have our first bottom candle in profits, right? So would it be smart to move our stop to entry? I would say that we're so tightly there, right? And yes, we are against a trend line. So should we be taking some profits? Technically, yes, we should, right? But let's do something first. Let's move our stop higher to our first entry here. All right. Let's take, let's call it out. I would actually go for a 50% out. I know this is kind of like a make no sense. It might make no sense if you are new here, right? Because you're taking like what? I mean, if you have a $1,000 account and you're doing 10x, you will be taking like, and this is a quarter of an, I'm sorry, half of an entry. That means that you are at 1.5%, which means that you'll be taking like what, like 20 bucks out of it or something like that. Not sure, but yeah, I mean, rough math. Don't hold me accountable. I just talk numbers, but didn't actually make the math in my head. All right, so don't hold me accountable. But still, I did just so little of money, right? That I might say, hey, what am I taking this profit if I already have a stop loss? And that is to compensate in case we do this, right? You compensate your stop out for whatever you have taken. So let's wait in here and let's add an alert to this trend line. So I cannot really add an alert on that trend line itself. So I need to manually go for this trend line being drawn, all right, like this. I'm gonna right click on it. Come on, there it is. Lock it and then create an alert to it. All right, so let's create an alert. That's it. Hitting that resistance because I'm expecting it to go higher somewhere around here, right? Hitting this resistance is going to trigger my first taking profits. Just so you know, I already have the trigger right there, right? I already have moved my stop somewhere around 177, 178, right? Just so you guys are aware of that. So let's get it. Hopefully we can get some out of here. And let's see what's going on. What's going on? Olga Ivanova, hello. We've missed you so much. Look at what we've been trading, by the way. What COAI, let's get it. We made a long. We are on a short. I mean, up and down all around. I already shouted you like twice, 3 times throughout this week. Yeah, absolutely. Like Olsen says, money printing. Shout out to you because you brought that into my radar, and we've been milking the market with COAI. And I'm never gonna forget how you stuck it in my head. It's like OC, but backwards. So love it, love it, love it. You killed it, absolutely. Let's get it. All right, so once again, shout out to Olga Ivanova. Let's go, guys. If you have requests, please let me know. Remember to do at Piper Academy. So I'm watching right here the chat, and we can actually get into the radar, mega analysis, and maybe profit out of yours. That is fantastic, by the way. That is fantastic. All right, so let's also go ahead and do an all-time favorites, a TAO. Let's get it, right? So we are back at basically when we started it, right? Remember, we're still on that 25% in, and we're gonna leave it as is. At this point, we should not be taking out, all right? But here it is. Look at that bigger candle or that bigger wick, all right? That tells me that most likely, not 100%. Hey, what's up, Sui? All right, perfect. Sui, right up next. We're gonna be looking for that flip of the ribbon. As always, I also want to see money flow rushing up, so maybe we have the chance to maybe come back around here. Remember, we are already doing my stop into entry. I know right here it shows that we should have gone out, but for some reason in my broker this is slightly different because I'm not trading this on Binance, and it is slightly above, just so you guys know, right? So I'm still within that trade. Most likely I'm gonna get stopped out, but if I get stopped out, then I'm gonna be looking for the flip of the ribbon and entering again on a possible long position. Right, so let's go and take a look at Sui. So let's go over what was it? KO, and then let's do Sui. And that needs to be crypto. Sui, let's make sure that it's not cap. Right? USDT. And first of all, oh my god. All right, so not looking that great. Something really important that's what I'm kind of like going like, what the F? It is, look at how chunky this thing is. Come on. Holy F. I mean, this, I don't know. I haven't seen it like that chunky, like I would say ever. I mean, look at that. No, I mean, it cuts in there, but really? For real? I mean, that's something that it really caught my attention. That is chunky, my friend. All right. What does that mean? The area of resistance is thicker, so it's basically spread out. Basically being not like stronger of a resistance, right? But we're still trapped within this triangle, I would say. I don't know. I really want to say triangle. Still, I don't have a neither flat bottom, and this one right here, it kind of like it doesn't make that much of a sense. So let's try to do something else. I mean, triangle, maybe, I don't know, descending wedge. Yeah, I think we can go for that. That's the most obvious pattern, all right? So let's bring up a couple of other stuff. We have a support area right here, right? So let's go for that support. Let's bring up the rest of it. We have a liquidity zone. We have another support. We have a resistance. And we have another trend line, automated trend line right here. Let's bring up the rest of the tools in here. We have, oh, look at that, 0000. So we're going to be looking for the first area as a smart money entry. This is something that I don't like to see. That liquidity has been, right? So let's go. We have a big resistance, which is fine. I don't really care. We are a little bit far away. If we bounce, I mean, we can still make a profit out of that movement, right? So I don't really care about that so far, right? Or at this point, too far away. VRVP, again, same area right here of resistance. A little bit closer to us. That might be a little bit of a concerning point. Talking about parts of weeks. What? Attack. I don't know what we're talking about. Guys, trust me. All right. So let's go over and let's keep turning things on, like our gust trend crossing. Man, I mean, since we start moving to the 30 minutes, it's been like a little bit delayed. I think I need to readjust this. Oh, it's the 4 hour. Come on, really? I might have to readjust this for the volume. But let's go back to the 4 hours. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it, because I really like that ghost trend line. Maybe it's just overkill right now. FIVP it says possible target, almost hit it. Hit right here. Oh. And just for clearness, here it is, basically all the way down here, and that's where we have most of our reports, right? So let's just get rid of this so it doesn't bother. Here it is. And finally, Fibonacci trend, same thing, liquidations. Oh, long time since I don't see liquidations, and just an empty space. So maybe going lower somewhere around here. So yeah, first thing I'm gonna be looking for is flip of the ribbon. We're already into the zone of flip of the ribbon, but we are supposed to go a little bit lower, especially right here. So let's go count for that, or our account for that. Maybe something like this, and off we go. So I'm gonna add an alert right down there, and another alert where very close to where that liquidations our area is at, right? And not only that, our previous support zone right here. So those things to look for. And finally, get rid of this and do a trend line alert. All right, so right now I'm like in the no trading zone, getting closer for a possible long. That's what I was saying. Let's get it. All right, the SUI, we got it. Oh, can you look at AP? So freaking nothing. We actually have it in here. So let's get it. It's also very chunky. 4 hours. We were talking about APT yesterday, and this is what we were looking for. All right. So in actually, Ethereum APT. Not all right. It did not ring an alert. But no, it should have absolutely. Look at that. We had this trend line here. What don't we have an alert on APT? I'm just blind. Here it is. All right, APT on October the 20th. All right, perfect. So 4 hours. That's fine, but that should have been on, what is it, October 22nd? Yeah. All right, whatever. The point is that we have broken this triangle to the downside. That's something that I don't like to see. But also we have a big wick at the bottom. That big wick at the bottom usually or tends to create a bounce to the upside, all right? So we're not bullish. Just in case you were wondering, yep, we are not bullish. First of all, because we're below dynamic reactor. Holy F, something is going on with that volume, man. I mean, this is just not normal. It is freaking me out. Like, big time. All right. Let me try to ignore that. Dude, I don't know. That kind of things that is freaking me out. All right. Like, why is it spread out? I mean, I need to do some investigation on what's going on. Like, what does it means, right? So how can I take advantage of that? I mean, I know there is the area of volume being spread, but I mean, come on, I'm more used to like having a thicker freaking here it is. I mean, dynamic reactor like this, right? But like, what the F in here? Like too much cake? I don't know. 1 hour bullish divergence could be. All right, maybe the volume is being increased artificially. That's why we're seeing that big of a volume reaction there. Not sure. And by the way, that is the quantum reactor in this area. So again, pretty freaking weird. But still, all right, let's run with what we got. Area of self-supported resistance. So far, we have broken the trend line. We have broken the trend. How far can we be going? Because this also looks like a bearish flag. Let's figure that out and then start planning, because your entry for the short is already gone. It's up there or up or forthcoming. Like, for example, if we break out retest, it's not about the breakout. It's about your retest. You re-enter for your short and then off you go. All right. So still either here or on the way up for a bounce, right? So far, so good with APT. Let's bring up important resistance is the trend lines. Almost the same trend line that we have. Perfect. What else? Resistance is too far away. These ones are just in low volume zones. All right. Liquidity areas. Let's go for the lowest areas right here. So let me grab a box or something that sort. Maybe these two right here. Have already those ones are right there. And not really. All right, let's not complicate this stuff. I mean, I think I'm just thinking it did too thoroughly. We have a bearish divergence. We're crossing over the zero line. We're bearish. We're losing the trend line. We're bearish. We're bearish. We're there. Perfect. Now, what's up next? First, finding bouncing zones. Perfect. Bouncing zone right here. So I'm gonna be looking for that bounce to go up. So let me add another. And then, because I would be below the zero line, likely I'm gonna bounce up to have a continuation downwards. So for that reason, let me copy the trend line in here. Let me undo the lock thing and let's create it like this and let's lock it. So when it hits this area right here, I'm gonna be going for a short. Perfect. This is enough. Don't think it that much. It is what it is. Perfect. APT crossing. All right, perfect. Let's get it. What else? AVNT. Let's go take a look at it. Oh, 30 minutes. I like it. All right. I really like it. Very dangerous though. That is because we are on a symmetrical triangle, 50-50. We could even go and ignore that I like this, or like do something like that, right? And for the bottom, this is like clean, like very clean and clear. So far, I'm gonna be just looking at this as a secondary area, but mainly in here because we have, you know, like 1, 2, and 3 rejections, right? And we have 1, 2, kind of, and 3 rejections. So far, looking fantastic. Kind of like a wedge in here. Those wedges tend to break to the downside, but let's not account. That's not called defeat right now. We are below the zero line, but money flow is increasing, which tells me that most likely we are gonna keep going upwards. And there it is, an area to be expect from range or rejection. And look at that, in the area, in the area, in the area. So we're gonna be looking for something like that. Perfect. So at this point, my entry zone is within this box in here. So I'm gonna be adding an alert right at the beginning, right here, and right at the top in here. Perfect. So, and I'm gonna be looking for either a pierce through or a reject. Let's get it. Gare, what's up, Gare, brother? Gare, I have a phone call with with a Minotaur both. What? Minotaur both in about 40 minutes. Let's get it. All right. Not sure if that is a joke or something. Not tracking. What did he do? The other one on 4 hours and this one on the 30 minutes. I don't know. Kind of like trying to mix it up, but we can do it on the 4 hours. It's not gonna change much. Like the answer for that, it is I'm trying to migrate to the 30 minutes because we have more trades to be taken on the time frame that we're doing. But also, since I'm the most profitable on the 4 hours, that's why I am trying to mix it up. But still the same. It's still the same. Look at this. For example, we are within a triangle here, right? Symmetrical triangle. Same as the 30 minutes. And we're looking for, in this area, tip of the ribbon to break up or lose the zero line to break down. So if we break down, a retest continuation lower, and likely if we go up to this area, well, then we could be looking for either a breakout or a continue. Same. So if we break to the upside, to the dynamic reactor, bounce, and but yeah, I'm trying to do some mix matching 30 minutes and 4 hours so we can see the results faster. Sometimes in the 4 hours, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you guys want more action. So yeah. Fine. AVNT long on 30 minutes, 60 minutes. All right, let's get it. Let's go. All right, let's go and check out. You mentioned APT. All right, 30 minutes. Kind of. Yep, long APT 30 minutes. Let's get it. All right, let's go over Ethereum. Come on. I'm gonna do it in 4 hours. Again, Ethereum. Right, and we already have kind of like the asset already in here. So the description, the analysis already made, right? So we're having first a big, let me just get rid of this, a big wick in here. All right, what happened last time? We have a big wick like that. There we go. We bounce up, right? Major benefits is dead. I don't know. GRIFFAIN. Fine, I have no idea, but take a look at the price action. But to call an asset dead, we need to take a look at its developer team and if people are using it as it's supposed to or something along those lines. So yeah, not sure about their dev team, but yeah, we can absolutely take a look at their price action. All right, so let's get rid of these things for now. All right, and I'm looking for a possible further continuation. Why? If I just mentioned that we have a wick in here, and that is because look at the next candle, indecision candle. All right, why is it coming next? Well, we have our reversal diamond, and we're looking or expecting that further move to the downside, like it's in here. The only difference is right here we're curling back up, right? So if we confirm the flip of the ribbon and we have a possible reversal up in here, I think we're golden to take a very small long to hit this area right there. Other going for support and resistances, there is our area of entry once again, right? And if we break it, we're gonna be going for the next area of entry. It's not about the breakout, it's about your retest, and then off we go. All right, so a little bit more downside right now for Ethereum, but if we make an engulfing candle in here, or at least this candle ends up being like this one, right? So I think that we have the chance to actually go higher and then retrace, right? So if this, then that as let's go check out, what was it? Major benefits, or is that pre-announced? Let's go check that out. We're at Cryptoverse. Yes, dead. All right, next one. Kidding, of course. Of course not. I have no idea if it's dead, but let's actually get it else. All right, so let's go farther out. For that, I'm going to be using the 4 hours because I'm better at the 4 hours, right? But right here, what I'm seeing is that we've been in a constant downtrend. Oh my goodness. So I don't know if it's dead, but it's pretty much without a reaction. Something important, and this is a concept that I've been using lately, is the absolute zero. The absolute zero is not the actual 0, 0, 0, 0, right? Is the coldest part of the asset. So what has been the coldest part of the asset? I would say right here, right? So far, our absolute zero, it's been at that area without counting right now. So it's been drained. I mean, to get to zero, it's going to be a big percentage, but look at that. It is a 42%, quote unquote, big percentage. And we've got, oh no, sorry, a little bit more. 96%, 100%. But look at that freaking wick. That actually calls for not really trust in this thing. I don't know what's the deal, but the thing's just, I don't know. Are you planning to buy? Not sure. I mean, if you're planning to buy, whatever zone is good, quote unquote good, right? So because you're below the absolute zero, means, I mean, any bounce to the upside will make you money. But remember, this will be casino money. Let's try to make an analysis on here. First of all, support resistance. We are the last support. So everything is above it. I mean, all right. Maybe this will work. So we have new predictive ranges. No, in 1 second. Right. So calling out to support to 6 possible entry. But I rather look at your money flow. Come on. Even with positive money flow, the thing didn't move. So I would actually wait for it to go back up to do something like this. And then when we're crossing off the zero line, like in here, that's what I might be looking for, a possible long. Try to get some movements like this out of the thing. But yeah, not really. If you're stuck on this, let me know. Maybe we can talk numbers or something, but that will be hard enough. Own it. Do you have it? We have an alert on Solana. Is it dumping? Oh no, it's actually taking profit zone. All right. So for now, I think that's gonna be it for today. We have gone through the basics. Something important to talk about right now: be patient with those longs. I don't think that those longs are gonna really last too long. Maybe till the weekend. I believe like before weekend is thinking a little bit more action, which I hate. I'd rather trade throughout the week. That's much better for me. And also there's gravity. It's big when Sol moves. What? So Solana is being very volatile right now, but right. So far so good on the trade right there. So let's get it, guys, and let's be careful on the next episode. By the way, we're still below the zero line. So if you're planning to enter for a long on Solana, not the zone. We are not above the zero line, neither on money flow, neither on dynamic breven, neither on dynamic reactor. Proof that we can do that, but your entry was around this zone like we did. All right. If you haven't, too late for that. Wait for the breakout, going for the retest, your entry, and then off we go. All right. Other than that, happy trading, guys. And as always, Solana, thank you, friend. Appreciate it. And as always, guys, tomorrow, have a great, what is it today? Wednesday. Let's get it. See you guys tomorrow.
Bitcoin is going to zero. Game over.